Hey there, Michelle. How's it going? Good to be back on the microphone with you.
Yes, I am excited to record with you. You were away on a trip and
Yes.
yeah, so you had a good time?
Yeah, I was in Slovenia. I'm sure it'll come up at some point in our episodes here, but good food, nice people, good hiking, beautiful nature, fantastic country.
Oh,
Yes.
wow, that's great. Lindsay,
Yes.
have you ever tried to get in touch with someone, but you were like two ships passing in the night?
Yes, completely. It's happened before. Yeah. You know how sometimes we have memories that are linked to when someone said something to us? I have a distinct memory of a friend, a British friend who I met when I was in Paris, living in Paris, and we kept trying to get in touch to have a wine date or a coffee date, and he kept saying, "Oh, we're two ships in the night." Right? We
Oh,
just can't seem to arrange a time to meet. Yeah.
yes. Okay, so you remember that. So yeah,
Yeah, I
this
remember that.
is yeah, we're going to be talking about this expression today because I hear it a lot. It always I think I say it a lot.
Do you? Okay.
I think
Does
so.
it happen to you a lot that you miss your friends? Like you don't connect quite, you have the timing doesn't line up with them?
Right. So sometimes it can be if even I'm going to pick up my kid my daughter from school and
Yeah.
I might see someone but we never actually get to talk or
Yes.
they're
Yes.
going in and I'm coming out and then you
Right.
might just say, "Oh, we're like two ships passing in the night." So we're going to talk about this today. But Lindsay, we wanted to thank our reviewers today.
Oh my gosh. We want to call out, guys, whenever you leave a rating or review for the podcast, we try to call out your name. All right. So a big thank you to Majanman from Japan and to Leo Manu Bela Afavinha from Brazil. And Leo left us a 5-star review, Michelle. And he says, "I'd like to show my gratitude in capital letters and respect in capital letters for the excellent job you're doing throughout so many years and let you know how inspiring you've been for so many people."
Oh my
Michelle,
gosh.
it's amazing to hear these reviews, guys, but you don't need to write a super long letter if you don't want to. Just go over and let us know what you think about the show, or you could leave your episode topic request in
Right?
your review, right, Michelle?
Absolutely. Yes, please. I love getting a good episode question, right? And
Love
so a
it.
question to plan an episode. I get excited. I have to do a little research sometimes. Guys, the more
Yes.
specific your question, the better. And feel free to leave it in that review. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for that beautiful review and to everyone else who's reviewed us. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. All right, Michelle, let's move on. So, what does it mean? What exactly does
Yes.
this mean? Yes.
So it basically means that people don't frequently see each other, but are likely in the same place, just at different times. They just can't connect really physically in the same space.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
Yeah.
And I've seen it being said in a few ways. We're like two ships passing in the night, or we're like two ships in
Right.
the night. I've heard in the night,
Right.
dropping the passing. Have you heard that before?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I have heard that. So there's some variations. You can drop the passing, or sometimes you might just say, "Oh, we're like two ships," right? We've talked about this
Sure.
before, how sometimes with idioms we will shorten them, and it's
Definitely.
because they're so common that people know the end. So you're
Yes.
lazy, you don't want to say the whole thing.
Yeah, it happens a lot. And that's you know what that means. We have that shared understanding, and this is really going to help you guys connect understanding these expressions and how to shorten them. All right?
Yes,
So,
exactly. So this makes me think of when I worked, you know, how I worked at a sports bar at a
oh
restaurant. I
yeah.
was a waitress and I worked nights and I would get off of work at maybe 1 or 2 in the morning.
Oh,
And my parents, I was still living with my parents at the
okay.
time, and they would be pretty much, I would get home and they would pretty much leave for work because I would go out with friends afterwards.
Yes.
And so we would rarely cross paths, which is another way to say we would rarely actually see each other.
Yeah.
So I could have said, "Oh, we were like two ships passing in the night."
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. For and
so
even if
we
yeah.
didn't really see each other, or
Yeah.
even if we did, it might be I'm coming in, they're going out.
No,
Yeah,
that makes total sense. That's a common use of this when you're sharing a home with someone, or if
yeah.
you imagine when
Mhm.
you lived in New York in your 20s, maybe you had this, or 20s or
Or
30s, maybe it
roommates.
was
Yeah.
roommates or like two ships in the, and again, it could be your two parents and you. It doesn't have to be one to one, right?
Right.
Because your two parents are considered one ship. You're the other
Right,
ship.
exactly. You don't have to actually worry. Like, there's no 3 ships passing
No,
in the
no.
night. Or
No,
like
no,
5.
no.
You don't have to equate it to how many people.
Right? We're like ships in the night. Yeah, we live
Right,
busy
right. You could say we're
lives.
ships in the night. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. And what's interesting is I don't know that this is often said on the phone. I think it's more in a
Right.
physical space when you're not with someone, or if you're with them and talking about how you don't frequently see each other. I suppose you could use it over the phone, but to me, it's more you say it when you are quickly passing someone, or
Right, like, if
it
you can't
yeah.
stop, if you don't have the time,
Yes.
or may
Yes.
or when finally you have made the time and you're
Yes.
acknowledging that it's been quite hard to make that time to get together,
Right. Right.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. So you could say it not about a physical space, but I think it's more common in that way. So let's
Mhm.
talk about some other times this may happen or this expression may be used. What do you think, Lindsay?
Yeah, I think definitely at work is a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially nowadays, now that a lot of people are doing a hybrid model, right? Some people are
Mhm.
working from home 2 days a week, in
Right.
the office three, or
Right.
3 and 2.
Right.
And so not the weird thing about that is not everyone's in the office on the same days in some
Yeah.
cases. So that would
Yeah.
be the perfect example of we're like
Right.
ships in the night. You're working from home when I'm in the office, and vice versa. Yeah.
Right. So,
Hmm?
I mean, you could say it like I said, you could say it maybe over Zoom. You could, but to me, it would feel more natural. Maybe, oh, you run into each other, or you talk to each other, and you could say, oh wow, you were there on Thursday. I was there on Friday. Gee, we're like 2 ships passing in the night, right? When we
Yeah.
kind of just barely miss each other.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or I could see if someone does a lot of business travel and their partner also does a lot of business travel, like crossing the globe, crossing the country, layovers, and we just never come together, right?
Yeah.
There are couples, power couples that where you
Yeah.
see that, right?
Right. Yeah, definitely. Or friends in the same neighborhood,
Mhm.
maybe you live nearby them, like you were saying about roommates. I mean, you could
Yeah.
say, I never see you anymore. I'm in the grocery store every Tuesday, but I think we are just 2 ships passing in the night.
Yeah, those are good examples. So it's people that maybe in the past you have spent more time together, maybe, right? Or
Mhm.
you're kind of expressing that you would like to see that person more often. You would like it to be easier to connect with that person, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, Michelle. So is there anyone that you could use this expression about? Anyone specific in your life right now, would you say? Oh, actually, I have one question.
Yes.
Would you use this for, so we mentioned we don't use it on the telephone, but if we're trying to arrange a phone date with someone or a phone chat, when I say date, I mean that broadly, like a chat,
Yeah.
catch up with a
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
Does that also qualify for this? Or is it just that we can't physically be in the same space?
I said physically, but now I'm starting to
Yeah.
think that, it is really okay, because it's really I think it's
Yeah.
best for physical, those like when you kind of bump into each other. However, if you're trying to get in touch with someone, so another expression would be phone tag, right?
Right.
Playing
We're playing
phone
phone
tag.
tag. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's a good one, guys. That'll be on our app as one of
Yes.
the vocabulary words on our personalized power list. Go to allearsenglish.com/app to get that. But yeah, like you could use it if you're playing phone tag. So I'll give you an example. Aubrey and I, we were trying to get in touch with each other because we're planning an upcoming series together,
Yes.
and we wanted to. I especially with business, sometimes it's easier for me to talk to someone on the phone, and especially for planning a series, I like
Yeah.
to.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we were like 2 ships. I mean, we were just playing phone tag, and eventually we just went to email, and then
Yeah.
we came up with our ideas over email, and then we did talk through them over the phone. But I could have said to Aubrey, "Oh my gosh, we're like 2 ships. It's
Yeah.
like it wasn't
100%.
working out." Yeah.
Yep. No, that makes total sense. That's a good example. And I like how you use the shortened version there.
Right.
We're like 2 ships, or we have been, we've
Right.
been like, I guess you could say that we've been like 2 ships in the
You
night. I
could say,
suppose you
yeah.
can get away with that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I think the whole thing is it's kind of spontaneous in the moment. It's
Yeah.
it's a little bit humorous, don't you think? It's oh, we're like 2 ships.
Yeah, for sure. Because if you think of large shipping ships, I guess, I don't know,
Shipping
shipping ships, just kind of not seeing each other, but quietly passing, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I have this with a
Right.
friend of mine. Her name is Jen, and she's now moved down to New Orleans. But yeah, it's really hard to arrange. She has 2 kids. She's busy. I'm busy with my life, and it's
Yeah.
it's hard to arrange that phone conversation. So we can go for like 3 months trying to arrange
Yeah.
something.
I know. And especially the more time that goes on, the
Yeah.
harder it is because there's more to catch up on.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Lindsay, are you a phone talker or are you more of a texter?
I think I'm really a Gen Xer. I think like at heart, I'm a Gen Xer. So I'm a talker, not as much a texter. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes I will resort to text if we can't get the time to get on a call. What about you,
Right.
Michelle? Are you more of a texter or a talker?
I used to talk on the phone. I mean, I remember being in school and just talking with my best friend for
Me too.
hours on the phone. I mean, that was so exciting, right? As in high school and middle school, a phone call, and then you just talk. But I will say now, I think I mostly just talk to my. Sometimes I talk to my cousin. I talk to my mom. I talk to my mom 100 times a day. And I would say I'm more of a texter now, but I do like to talk on the phone. But
it's nice. Yeah. I mean, if you're busy, the good thing about texting is that you don't have to respond right away, which you lose a little bit of the connection sometimes, I think, but it is more convenient, and you can be talking to more people in any given day and staying connected with more people.
I've always thought that the funny thing about texting is I feel like conversations never have a formal ending. It's just one long string of conversation. You're just talking to somebody and then they say something and the conversation just trails off. There's no formal, okay, good night.
100%. And
so funny.
I think I was we could do another episode of this, but I think I didn't totally understand that when I started, when texting became mainstream. And I have a friend who that's like, it's extreme that way. You just never know when it's going to end. It doesn't continue. So it has ended. Usually I kind of do try to wrap things up a little bit subtly. I think this could be a great episode.
Yeah. Michelle. How do you wrap up a text message?
Yeah. without being too old fashioned, in the sense of, okay, well, have a nice day, right? It's a little too old fashioned.
So this is a fun topic. You know what? We should both go into our own text messages and like research how do we and do a little bit of a case study.
I love that idea.
Okay.
Guys, hit that follow button to
get
this one. And also, Michelle mentioned we're going to be doing a series on politics this fall. If it was ever needed, it's now, right? It's going to be a big season here. So tune in, hit follow, make sure you don't miss a single episode of All Ears English to get that series on politics. All right.
Absolutely. All right. So anyway, back to this topic. So other things that you could say briefly. I mean, you could say rarely or hardly, like we hardly ever see each other. We rarely ever see each other. So you could say, I'm always in your neighborhood, but we rarely see each other.
That one's totally self-explanatory. I love it. Or we keep missing each other. Now, this is interesting. This is not saying, I miss you so much, but you kind of do a little bit, but it doesn't. To miss someone is to not intersect with them in this case. It's a different use of that verb. Yeah.
Right. Yes, exactly. So how would we use that?
Yeah. We could say, I'd love to get dinner, but we're never in the same place at the same time. We keep missing each other. Okay.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Or you could say, I never see you. I never see you. We're both so busy.
Yeah. And that's just a little more just upfront and straightforward, right?
Exactly.
I never see you, right? We're both so busy. Let's go into a role play, Michelle, shall we?
Okay. All right, guys. And stay tuned because we are going to be doing a Spotify poll at the end of this episode after the role play. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to have fun with that. So, okay. In this role play, we are teachers in the same school.
All right, here we go.
Okay, which period do you have your break?
Third period.
Oh, mine is fourth. I never see you. Now I know why.
I know. We're like 2 ships passing in the night.
Exactly. And we keep missing each other at staff meetings.
I know. It's so sad that we hardly ever see each other. Yeah. Did you ever have this experience too, where there's someone that you know that you would get along well with? You just feel there's chemistry there, but you haven't quite
Yes.
gotten into a connection yet. And you
Uh-huh.
might use this in that case too, where you're thinking like, we both know we could become friends, but
Yeah.
it's a shame that we're two ships in the night. This might be another scenario. So it's not just for people that you know well and want to get together with. It could be expressing that you actually would like to get to know someone, right?
Right. Exactly. That's true.
Yes.
So all right, let's go through this. So what did I say
All
first?
right. So you said, oh, mine is fourth period. You asked what period you have break. And then you said, I never see you. And now I know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
then you said, I know we're like two ships passing in the night.
Yeah. And then you said, exactly. And we keep missing each other at staff meetings. So we're not even able to connect. Maybe you end up being on one end of the room at a staff meeting and I'm on the other end. And then you have to run out of the room. It's just not working out. Okay.
Right, exactly. And then you said, I know it's so sad that we hardly ever see each other.
Yes, right. We have one episode to send you guys back to discover more of All Ears English. And that episode is Nasty versus Mean in English. So scroll back in our catalog and check that out. Is that one connected to today's episode, Michelle?
This is just a fun one to throw in,
Yeah, like it.
actually.
Well, it's a good one. I wonder what the difference is, right? It's certainly a higher level episode to know the difference between those two words. Yeah? Good.
Yes, exactly. So let's get to our poll. So we were talking
Yes.
about if we still actually talk on the phone. So we're not talking about maybe calling someone because you just need something quick. We're talking more about those
Catch up
if
calls, right?
the catch-up calls.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually that's a good thing to call it. The
Yeah.
poll today is, do you still have catch-up conversations, we'll call them, with people on the phone?
Yeah.
And the options are yes, all the time, no, I'm a texter, or sometimes.
Yeah,
So we want to know.
I hope it's not going away, right? I would be a
Yeah.
sometimes on that because not all the time, but
Yeah.
sometimes, and I'm certainly not a texter, as we said. But I'm excited to see what the results are here, Michelle, and we will announce them coming up soon. You got to be on Spotify to participate in this poll, though,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely. All right, Lindsay. So
Right.
what do you think the takeaway is of today?
This is a good way to show someone that you actually want to connect with them, right? We're all about connection, human connection here at All Ears English. And this is what you say when it's just not happening and you want the person to know you want it to happen. There's a lot of intention behind this phrase, okay?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. And it's said in kind of a fun, we're like two
Yeah.
ships, right?
Not too heavy, right? It's not too heavy.
Right.
It's not, oh my
It's
God, I really want to see you. No, that's too serious, okay?
Exactly. This is it's kind of a cute, fun way to acknowledge that you just, it's just not working out.
You
I'd love
got
to
it.
talk to you.
Yeah, guys. So deploy this phrase, make use of it. Let us know how it goes. So good. And hit that follow button. All right.
Definitely. All right, Lindsay,
All right.
this was fun, and I'll see you in the next one.
Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.